Hello, welcome to the latest episode of Through the Pages. Today, reviewing a incredible book by Antony Loewenstein, The Palestine Laboratory. And so this came out in 2023. He has written several books on the subject, has been a journalist in Australia covering, I don't want to use the word controversial, but just things that take more in-depth, that there might be pushback on, that sort of thing. He really is doing real journalism. Like, if you need someone to follow on Twitter, someone you want articles from, look to him right now. He even just co-edited a compilation of essays that just got reissued that has some kind of more modern stuff that's on my shelf to read now. He's currently putting out a lot of good information and is a very good journalistic resource in this era. But this book in particular just describes sort of not only the powder keg that has been brewing, that we've obviously seen explode, but the way Israel props itself up in the arms dealing community based on what it does to Palestine. So they can list these weapons and security systems as tested, meaning that they've been using them on Palestine. And so now, whether it's crowd control or surveillance or drones, all of this sort of thing, they have what he refers to as the Palestine Laboratory, this little area to test all this stuff on. And aside from the cultural, imperialistic reasoning that they have for all of it, there's a direct economic side. Just like the war machine in America is economically driven, that arm is present in Israel as well. And so they have really become one of the premier arms dealers because of this. And it's just gross to consider that that's on the backs of deaths of all these civilians and the way that their lives are structured. It goes through a fair amount of history, going back even like how Israel was helping Pinochet in Chile and Operation Condor and all that. So they have routinely looked to militaristic dictators and been friendly to that and almost saw the profit potential there. And it sort of, without saying it, kind of paints, how there's almost two worlds. It seems like the ones that are pro that side and the ones who are fighting for liberation against it, and they are consistently on the wrong side of history. And it's sad to see Jewish trauma weaponized in this way, but that's consistently how they back up everything they do. But undercutting it is oppression on a level that it's hard to contain in a book or a short little book review video here. They have their own, version of the NSA, the 1800 unit, which is the division of the IDF that handles intelligence. They are spying on people. They can listen to every phone call throughout Gaza and the West Bank and have been known to hear things that are would make a person sort of corruptible or blackmailable, be that an affair or something like that, and then use that against them. They are the bad aspects that we think on surveillance here times infinite amount. Like they are doing this both because they are culturally driven, but also to then be the leader in the industry that is just routinely used against working class people all across the planet. So they are, it's just the wrong side of history in every sense. And this book, without being such a, like, oh, fuck, I have to read this thing, like, geez, it's incredible journalism. And that's a very difficult balance to strike, I find. It reminds me of, was it Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein, sorry. That could have been a trudge to read, but it was so engrossing, and this was the same. It's also not that thick of a book. It's 200 pages, much like the book I just reviewed, but it's a fascinating introduction. It gets very current because it is 2023, chilling to read some of the words of like, it's going to pop off at some point here, like the way this is going, but it really kind of, it details a lot of what led to this, what's fueling it that is not expressed clearly on media or even in speeches given by Netanyahu in Hebrew that we know are very different than speeches he gives in English. It is incredible in-depth journalism, and I just cannot give enough kudos to Antony Loewenstein. It's phenomenal. He has been a consistent source of top-notch information on this subject since before I found him recently, but now constant. And so this is as much a book review telling you to go to read this book as it is to just follow this man on all the socials that you enjoy. But yeah, great book. Obviously, important time to be learning on this subject, and grateful to have this book in hand. It's very, very insightful. So thank you.